everybody! We've made it back to our Airbnb. It's the end of day one of PAX West 2017.
At least on the floor.
Yeah. There's still parties and stuff to go to, but this is our wrap up. This is where we're going to talk about what we saw today, what we liked the most, stuff like that.
Can we address what's going on with your arm?
Can we address what's going on my arm?
Yeah, because you went like this, and it's pretty.
So for those of you that don't follow me on Twitter,
Linda attacked you.
My computer that Jasmine named Linda.
Yes, Linda's by far the best name for a
I
computer.
almost dropped it, and I didn't want to drop it. So as it was dropping, I grabbed my arm underneath there, and Linda just sort of fell down my arm.
Linda doesn't like you, Ash.
Yeah.
Because you won't call her Linda.
Linda's sassy.
She's a little bit moody.
She's got some sass. Plus 25 sass bonus.
I mean, she's got those hot flashes that's been happening to her for a while.
Yeah. You need that water-cooled fan there.
It's on there. It's done.
Really? It's not doing the job?
It's good now.
Still sassy?
It's good now. We figured it out.
Yeah.
They were fake hot flashes.
Oh.
They were fake hot flashes. That's a good way to describe it, yes.
They really were.
That's what she does. I'm having my hot flashes again! And then you leave her alone.
Where is this going?
Linda, listen.
Linda, listen.
We have 5 appointments today. What do we see today, guys?
So the Ditto!
Yeah, so we started off on Devolver Digital.
Yep.
We were seeing Sword of Ditto.
Yep.
Which I got 30 seconds of footage of before my thing
Should've
stopped
gotten
recording.
25 minutes of footage of it.
Yeah, we sat there for 25 minutes filming, yeah.
The best part is when we hug, and we'll never see it.
You know what, though, too? I was filming you guys, and then at first I was like, I'm tempted to film the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll just film like 3 minutes of B-roll. I should have filmed the whole thing.
I mean, it's all right.
We wouldn't have put the whole thing.
We've got some B-roll off-camera footage. I got some of that as well before we started our appointment. Game looks super cute. It's basically a Zelda-esque co-op game with a really cute, almost like a Costume Quest-esque art style.
I said Scribblenauts. The art style reminds me a lot of Scribblenauts.
I will say, now that you're saying Costume Quest,
No,
though,
it looks
it's
like
very
Costume
much
Quest.
Costume Quest if it were 2D drawn animation.
And like the entire way you play it is very Zelda, but there's also a bunch of toy power-ups. Like all your power-ups are like revolved around old Zelda like items, but there's also toys. Like I had a golf club, and then we like went to the first boss and we got a throwing disc, which is actually a record disc.
Like Zelda, where there's an Ocarina of Time, in this one there's a kazoo that allows you to travel around, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
By flying bus.
So anyway, that game looks awesome. Expect a full playthrough from me and Jasmine probably whenever that comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm all over it.
But I'm sorry, I was hoping to put a full episode of it, actually, a 25-minute long episode of it, because we basically did a Let's Play live on the floor, and sadly the footage did not get recorded.
No, but you can hear the audio.
Yeah, you got the audio.
Use your imagination.
I think you do have the footage, though, of the camera filming y'all's reaction.
That's true. You guys want to watch that? You want to watch 25 minutes of just them reacting
of
to
our
a game?
face cam footage,
You select and then triangle.
Whoa!
Oh my god!
Get big footed. Yeah!
Second appointment, we went to Digital Extremes, the creators of Warframe.
Yep.
And they had a couple new games to show off. One, the game used to be called Keystone. It's now called The Amazing Eternals.
Yes.
It's
This game is cool.
It's it's a hero first-person shooter.
I think of it like Overwatch with a deck building component in a retro 70s futuristic style.
So imagine Overwatch, but with card building, like Overwatch and Hearthstone, like smashed together in a way.
Yeah, it's really cool. Basically, you get a deck. You can have up to 12 cards in your deck, and when you actually launch the game, it's first-person shooter, very a la Overwatch, only you have these moves and abilities that you can use drawing from your deck.
Yeah, so imagine you're playing Overwatch, and instead of having your 1, 2, 3 move, like that you would just have static, those would always be your moves. Instead of that, you would first build a list of moves. And then you just cycle through those moves as you're playing the game. Let's talk Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for it. It sounds interesting.
Well, let's tell people what Ashes of Creation
Yeah.
is. Okay, Ashes of Creation is a very ambitious MMO that's one of the most successful Kickstarters ever as far as video games go. And essentially, you're building up nodes, and so nodes correspond to towns, correct?
I think that's what they said, yeah.
Right. So essentially, as you build up these nodes, you build up these towns, which you can become a citizen of. So it's going to be very much dependent on player base, but if there's the players, then there's huge potential for this to be a really interesting MMO.
Real quick, it's important to recognize it's still like a standard MMO. You still pick like one character, like a class, a cleric or a warrior or something like that. So you're a character that lives in this, but there's also this whole community aspect of it, and that's what you're talking about.
So it plays, I mean, combat-wise, it plays like WoW.
Yeah.
But rather than there being Horde and Alliance, there are towns which you can become a citizen of. Towns that specialize in science, or towns that specify in battle, and one town can align with another town and create these alliances that protect trade routes between them. But all of the in-game stuff, as far as the stories and the lore and the factions, it's all player.
It's all player driven, and the thing is so every node has like a mayor. That is voted on or replaced every month.
Yeah.
And like depending on which town you've gone through, like battle, science, religion, or whatever, it's chosen via a different way.
It's got a different government.
It's not a democratic vote.
So sometimes
scientific is.
Yeah,
scientific
so scientific cities have a democratic vote. Militaristic cities have like duels, basically, where you fight, and the strongest is the leader. Economic cities, I don't know exactly marketing.
Like
there's an oligarchy
system where like people can pay for their vote, basically.
Yeah, and then there's another one that's religious based,
which is based on quests.
It's like questing.
Yeah, and so the person that's done the most quests during that month, I suppose, or just overall,
which actually
will get to.
Kind of makes sense. Like if you want to put time into it, you're more likely to be the mayor.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is when you're crafting things within a city, some of the resources that you will need will not be available in that city. So you're going to have to look to outside cities to ship you the goods that you will need. But it's not just like you put it in an auction house and then buy it at your city's auction house.
And then magically it's there.
You need to actually send it via these trade caravans, which can be attacked, so you need to actually protect the trade caravans.
Overall, I think my feelings are like they have some very high ambitions, and we'll just see what they actually manage to accomplish come final release. And so our last game appointment of the day was Think of the Children.
That looks actually really fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's really cute.
So made by an Australian developer. It's like a top-down game where you have to control. You have to accomplish a task while at the same time not letting your children kill themselves. Basically,
it's kind of like Who's Your Daddy, but way more refined and a lot more fun. So the way that they pitch the game is you are sent to court, okay? Because the Child Protective Services, they say you're not fit to be a parent or a babysitter. And so, depending on how well you do, you'll get a grade which determines whether or not you are a fit parent or babysitter. Yeah, it's...
I just like how the children kind of wander off and do something stupid.
Yeah.
And like,
All
you're
the
at
time.
the beach and the child is like playing next to the trees. Next thing you know, a coconut falls on its head and kills
I had
him.
a child get killed by coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one accidentally buried himself, like buried his head in the sand.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No idea how.
We had a kid at the grocery store that either drank bleach or did something and died. Yeah.
It's a silly game.
It's a silly game, and I'm excited for the Twitch integration as well, which will allow our Twitch viewers' usernames to become the children's names.
The top-down art style reminds me a little bit of a zoomed-out version of Stickbold.
I was gonna say Stickbold, yeah. Looks a lot like Stickbold in terms of art style.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. It was really fun. We were able to play it 4-player co-op, local. That was a lot of fun.
So those are our appointments. During the free press hour, you guys also got to do some Sea of Thieves stuff?
We didn't get to play the game, but we did get to talk to the developer of it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really excited.
Yeah.
Like, I am excited to form a crew,
Yeah.
have a parrot or a monkey, and go out.
Yeah.
They talked. There were a lot of like. There's so many little details in that game that are just so exciting to be able to mess with. And one thing I will say is one thing that he mentioned that was very interesting is that they're going to be introducing smaller ships as well.
Yeah.
So you have the normal ships
yeah.
that are 4-person ships, right? That's like the prime number that they want to aim for is 4, as being like that's what the main ships are for. But there's going to be smaller, like little like schooner kind of things that are 1 to 2.
So could you then, in theory, team up with like 6, 8 people, have your ship, a couple attack ships.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, I would love to do. We have one big 4-person ship. That's the main cannons, the artillery, but that's the slow turning whatever. But then you have 2 attack schooners that are like going around.
And what's cool, he said, is you can, based on how you play, your character gets gear that is customized to it.
Yeah.
So if you go out and you were like really good at stealing ships, attacking other people, your gear that you're rewarded from doing all that kind of stuff pertains to that skill set.
That's cool.
So if you want to explore, you're more likely to get explorer's gear, while if you're attacking, you get more like darker, kind of like blacker, like bad guy clothes, you know.
Yeah, so it's supposed to like look like you're some kind of buccaneer stealing things from people, versus if you look more like an explorer. You know.
I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
No, and what's crazy to me is he said that they're aiming for an early 2018 release.
Or just like, I think that's like open. Did they say release or open beta?
They said release.
Release.
Oh, wow.
Because right now they said closed beta, open beta, shortly before release.
Yeah, so there's going to be an open beta, and it sounds like it's going to be like right before.
It's also completely crossplay.
Yes,
I heard
and that's
about that.
incredible. Xbox and Windows 10.
They said the map is so big that you're likely to run into at least 2 boats per hour.
Oh yeah.
So it's big, but you'll still have that freedom to not run into battles. But there's also going to be battles happening.
That is cool.
So
during that free press hour, me and Rick, we played Hob.
Hob, I am actually excited for.
Played Hob?
Yeah, you should check out the new demo,
I've
Jess.
been following it for like the last couple of years.
No. But the new demo is amazing. So originally 2 years ago when we first played the demo, it was more like
a working concept.
Yeah, and like I remember like they had you fight like a small little boss, and there really wasn't that much to do. This one, there was quite a lot of puzzle solving.
It's mostly puzzle solving. It was very fun.
And the art style seems way more fleshed out and in-depth.
And when Ash actually said this game is so pretty, the guy said, well, actually, it looks a lot prettier now than the version you're playing.
Yeah.
So, I'm really interested to see how that game shows.
They're less than a month away from release.
I know.
Yeah.
They're actually going to release it very soon.
He said, I think, September 12th or 20th.
Something like that. Yeah, very close.
I'm very excited.
Tomorrow we've got more stuff. We've got Adult Swim. We've got our fan meetup. And there's certainly a lot more other booths that we haven't actually gotten a hands-on yet with. So expect more from us in the coming days. I'll also say that the day that this video is going out, today, the day that you guys are seeing this, is our fan meetup. So if you happen to be in the Seattle area, be sure to come down 2 p.m. Pacific time at GameWorks. We're going to be there. Beyond all that, we're going to head out pretty soon to the YouTube party, so expect some sort of clip show from that as well. Hopefully it doesn't suck.